What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Reality Kingdom. We put the real in reality or whatever. Period. I'm your host, Pharaoh. We're joined by our wonderful co-host, Lee, and we're here to talk about Survivor Australia.
Survivor Australia, aka Kaylin's rise to the crown. Look, girlies, look. Okay, this is reminding me of BB25. What did I tell y'all at BB25? Jag is going to win. I know a lot of the girls.
This is not
a lot of the girls watching Survivor Australia. Y'all don't want to believe it. Y'all don't want to accept it yet. All I'm saying is next week on the finale, when Kaylin snatches that win, I don't know what y'all gonna want. I'm gonna tell you I told you so, bitch. Call me Kamala Harris. I'm gonna tell you I told you so. And y'all need to start listening to me, okay? Because y'all didn't listen when I said Jack was gonna win. Y'all didn't listen when I said Chelsea was gonna win and be the best player of all time. Now y'all not listening now.
Lee, your purry really is just gone. Because this is not it. Like, this is not it this season.
Oh, here you go. We did it, Lee.
Kaylin is not winning this. I think Lee lost his purry, y'all, because Kaylin's not winning this season. It's definitely 100% Miles, easily. So I can't wait for that on the finale.
I will say, like, I think as we get closer to it, I do agree with some people are saying about like how the edit shapes up. I just feel like, I don't know, like there's just a lot of external sources that make me believe it's going to be happening because, you know, we have the immunity wins, and then in this drop you see he breaks the immunity record, and then on the second episode he doesn't even win immunity and he still doesn't go home. You know, I feel like a lot of what made Zara comfortable with the decision she made that episode, which is a terrible decision for her, is because of her relationship with Kaitlyn. So I definitely see a winner's arc. And then I also saw this whole thing, like AJ keeps mentioning, you know, I have to keep Kaitlyn because Kaitlyn's going to take me to the final two. Pharaoh has another interpretation, but I feel like that could be a link to Kaitlyn is going to take him and he's going to lose to Kaitlyn because AJ is not winning. One thing we can't agree on, AJ is not winning. And I need AJ in final two because I want to hear how like little his self-awareness is. I want him to go up there and answer all those questions and it be the face crack of the century for him when he loses. Like, he is going to be so confused if he loses this game at this point. And I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, that's the one reason I want AJ in the finale, just for that last little. You didn't even get the votes. You did all of this and you didn't get the votes, but we'll see. I don't think Kaylin's winning after this drop, but I see all of the points you're making, and a part of me is definitely delusional because I'm in love with Miles. But I feel this. The main thing, my main argument is this random change to the 2 episodes a week, and I'm like, it has to mean that the last 2 episodes are gonna give us some bangers, and they're gonna go hand in hand.
Gotta be,
but. What's a banger about Kaitlyn just winning? Like, I can't imagine that they would split it up for Kaitlyn to just win the last immunity.
Unless they had to for some reason. It's possible that for contracting reasons they had to do this. Exactly. But I agree with you. If they did this solely for extending the intrigue of who wins, then if it's not Miles, y'all should go ahead and hang that up. I mean, I will say in general, what makes me feel like it's not that, it has to be a contractual thing, is because I mean, I think most people could have guessed that this was going to be, you know, the end game. You know what I mean? Like, if we have a final 3 of Kaitlyn, Miles, and AJ, it's like we knew that. They did not need to be extended. Like, if that's the final 3 we're getting, regardless of who wins, it did not need to be extended.
But it's probably going to be a final 2. And I think it's going to be 2 bangers. I think it's going to be 2, like, boom, Kaitlyn, boom, AJ. Like, it's gonna be something big.
I mean, that's still just the final 3. That still could have just been in the final week together.
It could have, but that's the issue.
I'm just trying to like, there is like, I guess you could say, oh, that's a build up, so we're saving it for a week later.
Yeah,
maybe that's what it is. However, like, I don't think it's gonna be as gaggy as they would probably hope if it is for this type of strategic reason.
Yeah, I agree. Because the honest truth is, these last 2 drops have been duds for me, and they really shouldn't have split it up unless it's the biggest thing ever in this next drop.
Although they usually do that in the end game of Survivor AU.
Oh, they'll
Okay,
split
I'm
it up. They'll
confused because when I go to the Wikipedia, they show it as 8 weeks every season. So
they do that.
Titans versus Rebels was definitely 8 weeks because I looked at that several times. So what other seasons is 9 weeks like this one? Because I thought it was always 3 drops a week.
Shit, I did too. No shade.
Well, I thought the girls were telling us.
I know. That's what I thought the girls were telling us.
On
you can't trust the girls.
So I'm curious as to when. Like, is it on and off basically?
Maybe it's on and off. Maybe it's sometimes. But yeah, Miles is winning regardless. But the issue is that this is really just not good. Sorry, like this is just not good. Oh, they used to do. Theodore says they used to do 4 drops a week, then 2 drops a week halfway, so it would end up at 8 weeks still. But this time they did 3 drops a week, and then 2 drops a week. So is that why? It's
so they just switched the shit up because Titan versus Rebels was
do whatever.
Well, at least Wikipedia says Titan versus Rebels was 3 per week, and then let me go to the next one. Hero versus Villains.
So they just do whatever.
They say Hero versus Villains was 9 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down to 2.
And when it was 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2. Another reason why I was so confused is because it seemed like other people online was confused too, as if this is rare. Mm-hmm. But bitch, they just did this 2 years ago. So why is everyone tripping? I didn't know. But you bitches that knew.
We knew this.
My God, girl. Blood versus Water is 10 weeks. I know Nina
dragging it.
I know Nina Twan was over it, baby.
Dragging it. But no, the true issue is that this drop wasn't that good at all. Like, because of what happened, I'm like, y'all really probably should have split it up in 3 or 3 so we could have had something interesting. Like, this was just, I didn't enjoy this drop much at all. It really just confirmed that Zara was a bird. We would have got that anyways. Like, I don't know. The dragging the end game out is the worst part to drag out, if anything, because end game is predictable. And specifically this season, it was literally the postgraduates taking them out one by one by one by one. So
this season, it definitely wasn't needed. They should have followed the exact same Titans versus Rebel format. Like, we did not need it to be extended. Like I said, like, it won't even be that exciting for me if the final 3 is who we all know it is, who we've been assuming it's going to be for weeks at this point. No matter how long it's extended, no matter who gets 3rd, 2nd, or 1st, I'm not going to be gagged. You know what I mean? Like, I'm truly not. I think I'm just saying. I think I can't.
It's a final 2.
I can't think of it is final 2, but I can't think of any results that would get. Like, I think you're saying, okay, whoever gets 3rd is that's gonna be gaggy. No, it's not. Yeah. We've known the final 3. We've already speculated who's gonna take who, and it's a 90% chance Kellen is winning. So I guess the only fun thing is like, who is he gonna choose? However, it's like.
That's why what's gonna happen
like,
is
that's not like a big gaggy. Like, I don't need an extra week to gag over that, and I'm probably not gonna gag as much as they think I am. But I'm also not a casual viewer of things, so maybe it's something that the general audience will enjoy. But hey, regardless, though, I think it's a really good season. I'm excited because I watched Titans versus Rebels and I loved it, and I was raving about Survivor Australia, and then a lot of the girls mentioned that they do have bad seasons every once in a while. But literally doing this watch, like this is eating.
This
down.
is a good show. This
like,
is a great show.
It's such an easy rewatch. I mean, it's such an easy watch, and then it's so fun to talk about on stream. So I'm excited to have this added to the roster. I feel like, I can see how a boring season could be like terrible. However, even if you have to do a boring, we've done thousands of boring seasons of Survivor at this point. But like with Survivor Australia, I'm like, how boring could it get? If we're
it gets boring.
What I'm saying, what you're doing is still watching on a set time. If we had 3 episodes per week and you had to get up here and talk about them, I probably would be way more invested, even to the ones they say is boring. So I feel like for example, like even if we have to do 10 weeks, that's only 2 more weeks left of this. Like, this went by very, very quickly. So I don't know. Hopefully they don't pump out some bad ones soon or in a few years, because like I said, I'm really enjoying this. Like, they're eating.
Yeah, I'm fine. This was a great season. I had a good time. But not these episodes. No shade. And really, I blame Zara. I blame Zara immediately. Let me pull up the people. The Morgan tea. We can. Let's talk about it.
I thought you heard about it.
I heard about the Morgan tea. Oh, you went away because we went to the other screen. But anyways, yeah, I heard about the Morgan tea. I wish we knew more, because Streets is saying, because of course Morgan is not on the jury. It was announced when she got taken out. And they made it seem like on the episode they said she didn't want to be on the jury, and so she decided to leave, is what they said. But the streets are saying that Morgan had some issues with Ben, and that the real reason Ben left earlier in the season is due to him making some racial remarks towards Morgan.
Ooh.
Which would add up because we were confused as to where the medical part was, because they will show a medical situation. They didn't show anything. They didn't show
just up
his
and
face.
left. I heard it was racial things. It was some some touchy-feely things going on apparently, which would make so much sense because he was removed from the game. I saw someone say that he was removed from the credits. Now I did forget to go back and watch to see if he was, but someone said he was removed from there, and there was no mention of him in the edit. And then even the people who was around him, we didn't get much of Jesse. We didn't give much of what the other dude named JP, AP, what the fuck,
PJ, PD,
Damn. Because like literally everyone was surrounding him. And if it is true what he did to Morgan, it will also make sense that Morgan is not in the edit at all, because they don't want any remnants of that situation. Especially how I see Morgan is, because Morgan gonna clock a bitch, okay? It's given Morgan probably was out here cussing this man out every day, or saying stuff on camera, or saying stuff to Kate, and they were like, we don't want to be held accountable for that. But I just think it's so weird when things like that happen, because all you do is cause more issues for yourself in the long run. Like, this may be swept under the rug, but you're allowing a space for things like this to continue happening, and you can't just run away from it. Now, I don't know how the Australian culture is. I know in America, if these rumors were happening, especially in 2025, this would have been big business. Okay. Like, I truly like, and that's just how crazy, like how much like society, at least in America, has progressed, because even the Island of the Idol situation, I feel like if that happened today on Survivor, oh baby, Jeff Probst's job would be out. CBS would have to suspend the show. It would have been nasty. But it's just, I hate that like Morgan gets punished, because I'll be honest in saying I don't think she was doing much. However, she was very much suspiciously left out of the edit the entire time. We really only see Kate's POV in their duo, but their duo is so obviously interconnected. Like, you would think we would see anything else other than just that. But yeah, I mean, all of this, we don't know, like, because there's no actual evidence out. I hope Morgan comes out and say something. Kate come out, let the girls know. Apparently, they don't even follow each other on social media. Like, so it's like, honestly, the shit is adding up.
Yeah, it's getting real. It's getting real. I don't know. It's also very weird that they're, like you said, they're kind of punishing Morgan for it. And Morgan, she doesn't seem like she supports Survivor Australia after that. And I wouldn't either, because I don't understand why you would, if you understand that Ben was a problem enough to remove him from the game, why wouldn't you understand that that needs to be something that you're going to prioritize in the actual edit and prioritize with Morgan? Why would you discontinue Morgan altogether if you understand the wrongfulness that Ben did? I don't get it, because they removed Ben from the game and not Morgan. So you know Ben is in the wrong and not Morgan. So I don't understand why Morgan has no edit. I just don't get it. It's almost like they understood it, but then they didn't.
I think it's just because she's attached to it. I truly think it's because she's so attached to it that they're like, we are going to sweep this under the rug as much as possible. So everyone who's friends with Ben, the victim of Ben, all gotta go. All gotta go.
And then, but that ruined the entire.
Or they could just be punishing her in a way, just like how Survivor US punished Sue, or how Survivor US overlooked. What was the girl who was involved in this? What was her name?
I forgot her name too. Damn.
I want to say I don't.
I wanted to say something with an E.
I don't want to say her name.
I don't remember that girl name. I don't. Not right now.
Let me see.
But you're right. You're definitely.
But yeah, like I think like it's just like they're probably just overlooking her because they don't care.
But that fucks up their entire Brawn's edit, and I didn't necessarily care because the brains are so dynamic and it worked. But that probably is why the entire Brawn tribe was under edited, except for Noonan and Paulie, because everybody else was attached to someone who was attached to that scandal. But it's like, it's really not a scandal. What it is there's a racist person on the tribe, and the racist person got removed. We did what we needed to do. Let's proceed.
Oh, Kelly. Her name Kelly.
Kelly. It was Kelly, and it's like, I feel like they should just proceed accordingly. He's racist and move forward. I hate when the shows try to like sweep things under the rug. Big Brother does that too, and it's like, y'all are on fucking live feeds and y'all are trying to, we're just gonna remove them and we're just gonna leave it at that and we're just gonna move. No, these people are bad people. Let's show what they about. They should have showed the racist comments. They should have showed the whatever it was. And I feel like they try to separate themselves from it. So this is how they do it. And of course it works because the general population probably doesn't know about all this scandal stuff. We saw it on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? But that's just not, I don't find it morally right. That's not morally right.
because I know like social media and society works different in other places. So I'm like, is the Australian public that militarized on Twitter also? Are they that militarized on issues dealing with race and things like that? And because we know a lot of people across the world make excuses for racism, sexual assault, any type of phobia, any type of ism. So it's like, it's unfortunate. It truly is unfortunate, especially because Australia rarely has people darker than a brown paper bag making it this far on the show. I heard that Nina Twan was like literally one of the only ones. So it's just unfortunate, especially because I want to bring up something Theodore said in the chat, and I do think this is probably also adding to it. Something about how she was in the game. Yeah. We saw how savvy she was in the beginning, and the fact that she shifted based on these allegations. She didn't have much motivation to continue playing. And it's like, honestly, now so many things are making sense, even down to how they wanted to flip on the Brawn men so bad. They were probably like, this girl is they're walking around her calling her the N-word. They need to go. Why would I want to work with them? And I think that it's a fair point, because I do recall feeling like Kate and Morgan was more of a duo. And then around the time of the swap, crickets from Morgan. It's been crickets ever since. So I could see how all of those things are connecting, and it's very unfortunate, especially on Morgan's part. But I'm thinking, like, did they pay her off, or is she just in contract so she can't say anything? Because if there's some type of contract and she get out of it and air y'all out, I mean, do y'all just not care? Like, if these allegations are true, how is the company, 10 Play, JLP, how y'all gonna handle this?
Exactly.
At some point, it's gonna come out.
I really do want to know what was
no check would have shut me up. I need a check for $1 million, bitch.
No, for real.
The U.S. prize spot. Then I'll shut up.
No, for real.
I get that money and still talk.
I really wish you would say something and spread the tea, because I want to know what the tea is. What was said? What was
not even the tea. I want her to express her story if she was out there getting
into her story.
SA'd and called the N-word and things like that. But something happened. Something happened, because there's no way Ben just up and left.
Child, shout out to Zay. Zay says, at least I can rest easy knowing Zara ain't winning.
Thank the Lord.
She done pissed me off too many times, bitch. 3 many times, 4 many times, 5
somebody in the chat said, who in the chat that said that we still stand Zara? Girl, that stand card been ripped up and threw in the ocean since merge
long ago.
Girl,
it faded away.
Zara is a fucking mess. How the fuck? Like, people like Zara, while I respect their game, because I truly love someone that no matter what happens, bitch, I'm going to make sure I get to that end game. But I also dislike those players because what next? You know what I mean? And I hate a situation like Zara because, girl, she was handed opportunities. Not a lot of people get that opportunity.
Back to back.
She was handed opportunities. And she said, nope.
I'd rather not.
My biggest threat is Kate. How the fuck is your biggest threat Kate? There's only like 3 Brawn in goddamn merge. You don't believe Laura and them would vote you?
Her issue is she's not even thinking about winning. She's thinking about getting to the end. And it's like, you're already at the end, queen. Now, at a point, when are you going to decide winning?
That's another point too. Another thing she said was that in the final 3, that's the endurance challenge that everyone keeps mentioning. So she said, I can beat Kate in that. But bitch, did you beat Caitlyn? That's the...
You're worried, but that thing you're still worried about getting there. Worry about winning. At a point, you have to play the game to win. So many people play about getting there and getting there and getting there and getting there. And that's Zara. Zara she's the main character. If you look up the definition of that type of player, that's Zara. She is so concerned about getting to the end that she's forgot that she needs to still win the game. Who are you beating? Nobody. You're not even beating AJ if they're bitter. Girl. Sorry.
Well, that's the thing. I think she could, not to just say all the women would vote each other, but the women have been very interconnected this entire season. I don't think it's hard to believe if she's next to AJ or even Kaylin that she could get Laura, Zara, and Karen at least. And that's 3 right there. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, like, the thing is, it comes down to Zara and a little bit Karen, but I'm not going to speak on my sister. I love her. But Zara has gotten to merge and hasn't done shit. Haven't talked to seemingly Kate. Morgan didn't talk to Kristen, never saw her talk to Paul. Like, this girl has done nothing but play with AJ, Miles, and Kaylin. So honestly, I guess we shouldn't even be that goddamn shocked. But don't come into the diary room and say, I'm here to take over this game. I'm going to make a move that's going to get me to the end. and then make the dumbest goddamn move on the island, bitch. What was Kate doing? But being the baddest bitch on the island. What was Kate doing?
Nothing.
And was that enough, Zara? Were you mad?
Because that's the thing. People have been saying like it's this theory that maybe she just wanted to be the who said it? Girl, Theodore said it. Zara said, "Let me be Sandra Diaz twat and vote out all the women in the game." I don't know if this is a real thing, but it has. I don't know if this is a real thing. Ladies in the chat, correct me, slap me, whatever you need to do. But I've seen multiple women mention wanting to be the last woman and the last girl, and somebody DM'd and was like, yeah, I understand her because she wants to be the last girl. I would too. And it's like, hold the do you want to? I want to be the winner. I don't give a fuck. I want to be the winner. And I think, is that her issue?
I'm the last person standing.
Does she feel like she's the winner now? Like, does she feel like, did she eat that up? She's like, I ate that up.
You
because, but this is what she said. When she had her diary about Kate, she said, Kate, you have to, when she did her vote, she said, Kate, you have to go because we have too many similarities. What does that mean? To me, I'm like, what is that? What do you mean? Because y'all are similar, she had to go? Baby, Kaylin got to go. Miles got to go. AJ got to go. And you're nothing like them. Who gives a fuck that you're similar to her? Who gives a fuck that she can win? She's your child. I just don't get it.
I think that's a very dumb argument just because, like, first of all, Kate is the least competition there, even if it is based on the challenge, because Caitlin's right there. And this is like, how is she the biggest threat to you when you're standing next to people who've been dominating this game? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any goddamn sense. And you're right, Kayla, because I said Laura may vote her. Laura ain't voting no damn Z. She's not. She's not. And no, Charles, I watched last week's Jury Villa segments. I feel like I need to get into it.
I saw a clip of Kate's. Okay.
Girl, was there more drama?
No. The girl, they don't know what's going on in the game. What? Kate went into the jury, and I don't recall the exact words, y'all. So everybody in the chat correct me. But Kate went into the jury, and you know how she went home on 2 votes, and it was 1 vote on everybody. So she wasn't sure what happened. She went to the jury, and she was like, I don't know. I don't know who flipped on me. I think it was, I think it was Miles. I think,
and
Miles
this who she got out. This is who she got out.
Zara flipped. I think it was Miles who flipped on me, and you know they just she didn't know what was going on. She was explaining like just a whole nother strategy. She was like, well, the goal was to split the votes, 2 versus 2 versus 2, and she's like, no, Zara voted AJ, and she doesn't know anything. She's telling them that Zara voted AJ. Zara already said she's never voting AJ, and she didn't. She's telling them Miles voted her. Like, she doesn't know anything that happened. She doesn't know anything that occurred.
My poor baby in the class.
And so she's just telling the jury that the jury don't know shit. They're gonna have to explain to them because they don't know shit.
But that's why, like, I'm like, I need to watch those segments. Well, y'all let us know. The people who've watched.
Yeah. Do
they show where they're leaning? Because I know I've heard people mention like, oh, they're saying that they want someone who deserves to win. But that's not much context because you could think anybody deserves to win. I could say Morgan deserves to win and make up a whole damn reason.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they probably wouldn't show that, I would assume. Like, no show really gives that too much information. But I'm just like, who is this jury going to vote for? Because they all seem so individualistic.
Yeah.
A lot of them seem slightly like they would have bitter personalities. I don't know if they're bitter in the game, but they seem like they would have bitter personalities outside of life, outside of the game. And I'm just like, what are they gonna do? How many majority votes are there in Survivor Australia? Like, do most winners usually get majority of the votes? Have there been any splits or anything? Especially with the final 2. I'm like, because we've seen, in Big Brother, the 5-4 situation, things like that. Like, how close have these votes been? Is it usual for juries to vote on the same accord? I'm curious.
That's a good question. Y'all answer in the chat. Okay, Lee, let's get into these episodes. No shade. Child. Episode 21. Right. The postgraduates, they come back and they celebrate the fact that they finna just run it all the way to the final 4, right? They basically say, yay, final 4, even though it's final 6, playing in these girls' faces.
Why they love lying like this? Oh, we're all, and then they all scramble and go off. And you know who don't do that? And minds his business?
Who? Kaylin. The loser.
Kaylin.
The loser.
No, y'all gonna gag, because I'm not gonna lie.
It's been 3 unanimous winners in a row.
I'm not gonna lie. 3 unanimous winners in a row?
Miles is winning.
Oh, bitch.
Easily. Unanimously.
Kaylin is winning unanimously. Let me stop. But no. I will say, I don't think he's necessarily a good player. I really do not like people who are good at games because of, like, natural things that they have just from being born into this world. And I think especially compared to Miles and AJ, he would not deserve it. I just like being right. But I do find it funny how people be trying to justify certain things to make it make sense. Because there are other people who also think he deserves to win. But I saw one comment and they were like, oh, you know, he really kept the graduates together.
Oh, really?
I wouldn't give him that title. But I think that's the thing people go through when they need to make it seem like this person who's not doing anything kind of did something. Because Kaylin benefits the most from this alliance.
Yes.
So to say that he kept them together. Now, do I believe Kaylin wanted this group to stay together as much as possible? Yes. I don't think he was actively making sure they stayed together. Almost every time they came back together, it was because Miles, AJ, or Zara even.
Or Zara.
Was like, y'all, let's get this together. Hold on. And
he never did that.
We're here. So, I truly think if he were to win at this point, it's just because they're bitter at whoever he's next to.
Yeah, I agree. So boom, they lock in with the 4. They agree that they're gonna go 4 strong, and Kate's gonna be the next vote. We see AJ and Zara. They have a conversation alone, and they agree to focus on this 4. But AJ has this diary room, and he kind of lets us know what he's thinking, which is always delusion. He says, Kaylin, well, I don't know. This is how he feels. He feels how he feels because he feels how he feels. He says, Kaylin has this fear that as soon as he loses a challenge, he's going home. But that's not happening because Kaylin is the one person who will take me to the end if he wins the final challenge. So I need him. This is my theory about that diary room.
He's gonna lose so bad, y'all.
They're showing this diary room because it's true. And what's going to happen is someone else is going to usurp Kaylin, win the final comp, and not take AJ. Or Kaylin's going to win and not take AJ. Like this, they're playing in AJ's face. This is a immediate play, or Kaylin is going to take AJ and AJ is going to lose. Either way, this told me right here, AJ is losing. Because he has this very cocky, confident, the one person who's going to take me, so Kaylin's not going anywhere. Because Kaylin is the one person who will get me to this win. That's not going to happen. Something's going to fuck up to where he either loses or he doesn't get taken. And that's going to be funny as fuck. So I can't wait to see that because AJ thinks it's gonna be so funny. Like when he speaks on his game compared to others, it's like, how did you come to that conclusion, baby? I'm wondering what happens in that brain of yours. He has a big brain. I don't know what girl. Anyways, Miles has a moment. He has a diary room that he has plans of his own other than the postgraduates. Kaylin is going to win every motherfucking challenge. Everybody's going to take him to the end because everybody thinks they can beat him. So I need him out. Period. Miles is the only smart person on the island. I'm telling you.
Kingy,
he's winning. So he says, I need Morgan to help execute this plan. He goes to Morgan and they discuss that both of them have a common enemy, which is Kaylin. If Kaylin loses this immunity challenge, he doesn't, spoiler alert, they can vote Kaylin together and take him out of the game. And Miles lets us know his ideal final 3 is AJ, Zara, and himself because Zara will win the last challenge and take him to final 2. What I hate about these diary rooms is I don't know if they're right. Will Zara actually take Miles? I don't know because Zara later says she trusts AJ the most out of everybody here. I'm like, first of all, why?
This is my thing. From AJ's point of view, we know that he wants Kaylin and Miles in some type of in-game situation. I think Kaylin wants at least AJ there. Miles has said he wants Zara there. Yeah. At this point in the Final Four situation, I don't know how he can make that work. I feel like Zara's going home next. Yeah. I think she's out. I think that she is out. Even for the simple fact of like, y'all, we've been the trio running this game this long. Zara's just here. Zara is going to go home. Zara is the Brittany Haynes of the goddamn season.
That's true. It is given that. She's just so uninvolved with the whole thing. If Miles has his way, she won't, but how can Miles have his way? Well, I guess if they're voting Zara, Miles isn't going to do that. And Zara's not voting herself. So it could be a 2-2 vote next round. That's what it could be, but she would go home. Like, I feel like either way, No shade. Even in that situation, I do feel like she would just go home. Even if she goes to fire, it's like, you probably gonna lose the fire. If they just revote, Miles will probably flip and vote you out because who really cares that much? Like, no one's gonna go to bat for Zara. So
Exactly.
I could see her just going even in
Which
that
is why
situation.
she should have at least flipped in this second episode, because
Yeah.
you could
Yeah.
have really kind of what we talked about
Yeah.
before, like kind of got in between those two side things. Like,
Yeah.
and
And you didn't even have to flip because Miles wanted to do it. Miles wanted to do it. All you had to do was go with someone in the alliance. So, and he would have been the biggest target after that. AJ still would have been, or well, AJ would be gone, but Kaylin would be mad at him for that. Like, she really could have took her matters into her own hands, but she didn't want to. Anyways, so Miles does go to Zara about this plan about going for Kaylin if he doesn't win the immunity. And Zara has a diary room that this plan makes so much sense for my game. And if I get to the end of the game, I do need to make a big move. So I do think that I am going to make this move for my game. And yes, we can take out Kaylin. Sure, Dan. Sure, Dan.
It's not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. She's such a fucking liar. That's what I hate. You were right because you said it earlier. Don't get on this diary room saying you're gonna do the shit and then don't do the shit. What the fuck?
And that's just a lot of people do that on these shows. It's like or they honestly think, she probably genuinely thinks this is the move that's gonna help her get there. And it's like, there's no, you've deluded yourself into thinking that. You've deluded yourself. I think that people are faced with options, because this is a very hard thing to deal with. I understand. Like, you turn on these people, where are you going to go? Are you the next target? You just want to stay as long as possible. But it comes down to, like you said earlier, you just have to play. Can you get to the end? Are you going to be able to win? If you get to the end at this point, make moves to win the game. And that's what she said she needed to do. I don't know why she thought Kate would be doing that. She knew Kate was not doing that. I think she was like, I'm scared, so let me just make up a reason. And I don't even think any of this was conscious. I feel like subconsciously she was scared of turning on AJ, Kaylin, or Miles, and was like, well, let me just get out.
How you scared of everybody though? And you think you're the winner?
I think it is because people like to go to things that they're more comfortable and safe with. She has not worked with Kate and Morgan at all, really, to much capacity. So I feel like it's like, in her mind, it will be easier to navigate the boys than it is to navigate Kate and Morgan, because Kate and Morgan have a relationship with AJ, all of these things. But even then, on the second episode, you could have just sent home AJ, which was you could have
just voted with Miles.
Like, it's like you could have voted with Miles. You were already in on the plan with Kate, but even that, it's like, girl, you knew every single plan on the island. You're not making a deal with Kate. You're not making a deal with Kate. Like, where are your deals at, Mama?
Nothing. So where are your final two?
I guess she thought, oh, I have Miles now, and
but you're not going with Miles' plan.
That's another dumb thing. It's like, you made a selfish move that only you wanted to have happen, really.
Lied to your ally.
And now it's like, you lied to Miles. He's going to be on the bottom. But even that in the preview, it's like, girl, Miles not going home.
He's not going home. You know he's not going home. You can tell by the preview. The fact that it was in the preview, he's not going home. Zara is. Anyway.
I can't. This story, we shouldn't try to understand such dumbassery. I can't. Because that is what's so confusing to me. Like, what in her, whatever.
It's top 5. But this is the thing. You have to think you're going to win, right? How does she think she's going to win in the final 3?
Biggest threat. So now she can win the final 3 immunity. She can win the final 3 and take who? Because I was trying to help her, but take who? AJ?
Maybe AJ.
That's our best bet. Maybe if the jury sees Kaylin the way it's like the general population sees Kaylin, then Kaylin. But I think she even lose to him.
I do think so as well, and I don't think
it's bad. It's bad for Zara. Just in the clouds, baby. I thought Kate and Morgan was in the clouds. They just wasn't in the edit. Zara is in the clouds.
They just wasn't in the edit. Oh my god! So we get to the immunity, right? They gotta swim through these obstacle course, collect these balls along the way. Yada yada yada. Kaylin wins, right? He wins this
because one thing he gonna do is win.
He wins an immunity, Henny.
I know he can win.
What?
This individual booty.
Oh, y'all, look. Let me tell you something. One thing about God is that he's an artist, particularly a sculptor. And let me tell you what he sculpted, Kaylin. Like
body tea.
In this challenge, at the end, you have to like get this big pole and you got to push it up. Push the ball up. He was in his he was wearing
His
one
tidy
article of
whities.
clothing. One article of clothing.
I love
And-
the mandatory Speedos that Survivor Australia make them wear.
Yes.
No, I think about it. I don't think I saw Ferris in no Speedo.
I was gonna say, was Ferris walking around in a Speedo?
Ferris,
Maybe
go
too big.
fulfill your duties. And if
Maybe
someone
too
says he
big.
was,
He can't-
please drop the episode and timestamp. If he was and I forgot, please.
Matter
But
of fact,
I don't recall that.
Yeah, so he was
They
in
need to
his
put that in his contract when he returns.
contract is crazy. Wow. So yeah, he was in
Now
his
we
Speedo
don't
in-
need to
in-
see
in-
AJ in them, girl. They said AJ need to be in some. Hold on.
Kayla's ass is fat, is what I'm trying to say. That thing.
Let me just cut to the chase. Let's just get
Because
to
I was
it.
trying to figure. I was like, how can I say? How can fuck all that? That thing was thanging. I was like, whoa! Look at that badonk.
Look how he's just built up though. Just
Yeah, he built up real.
like
good.
he's built like a
real
winner.
good.
He's won. Whether regardless if he wins or not,
He's built like a runner-up. Actually, he's definitely built like a runner-up.
regardless if he wins or not, he won this hole. So
Easily. He didn't even have to compete for this hole. It never gave competition.
it wasn't a race.
This hole is yours. It is his.
Now,
but
Theodore,
anyway.
we shouldn't have to choose between people. We were born
Zen
with
or
multiple
Kaylin?
holes for a reason.
better at what? The game? Kaylin.
I mean, they
Winning my
could do that.
love. A tie. Actually, you can add anybody to the list. No shade.
Wow, Zen was really a something though. I'm so sad about Zen. Please
Was.
bring him back.
Oh my
Next
God.
season need to be Beauty versus
What?
I don't know.
Right.
What can you do that's not mixed with Brain or Brawn? Beauty versus you can't say ugly. That'd be terrible.
Beauty versus ugly is crazy.
Beauty versus opulence.
It could just be another Heroes, Hustlers, Healers because he was
Beauty
he was
versus
DJ.
unique. Beauty versus beast.
Honestly, they could do it and they could get away with Beast being like strong, like
Yeah, like another word for Brawn.
But really, that would piss me the fuck off if I was on the Beast. I wouldn't be.
I really
if I was.
Survivor US and Australia, just keep going with these type of twists. Like I
love
want
these
it to get to the most meta thing ever, bitch. Like tops versus bottoms. I don't know.
Tops versus bottoms.
Furries versus animals. I don't know. Like I love the idea of
What?
those type of tribal divisions, girl.
Okay, but
I'm gonna
who
say
would
it
be
again.
a good new one because they've done
Conservative
this.
versus Democrats. I'm telling you,
That would
they
be a
should
good
do
one.
it.
How can,
If
but
they
how could
could
you
do-
if
if
they
they
gotta
could
sound
do a
cooler
race-
than that.
If
Left
they could
versus
do a
right.
left versus right.
Mm.
Because if they can do a race season, they can do that.
They can.
They can do that. And
versus
I think that
Roberts.
would be gaggy. Now let's cut some of those conversations from the shows because I don't need to hear shit the
Let's keep
right
them all in. Let's keep them
But-
all in.
I do feel like that could be a nasty season. That could be a nasty
That could be
season.
nice.
Or just something like there's a lot of tension in the US right now. And
It
not that
is.
we need to like heighten
Exploit
that.
that. But we
And
do.
because a lot of people are dumb, it might have that negative reaction, which is unfortunate. I don't know if at the time when Survivor did Cook Island that it received negative. I think it did receive negative critiques, but I don't. If you're not weird or racist, I don't see how it's an issue. Really, you know what I mean? It's an experiment. It's not like, oh, you have to vote out. You have to like, you know what I mean? It's really not that extreme. I don't believe, especially when you're getting even from each. You know what I mean? That was the whole goal. We're going to get an equal number from each group. So I don't know. Like I wouldn't mind whatever category they did. Honestly, like I just think that it's such an interesting concept, especially because, like I said, in these days, Tom, people have very strong views. So it will be interesting to see how that plays out in this type of experiment.
I would like
But
that.
I can also see how that will go all the way left with the current climate. So I get why they wouldn't want to do that. However, in general, I need more verses in the US version specifically because I don't know where they lost their nachos with that at, but it's time
to re-hit it.
Survivor, Twink.
No, they're in the chat acting
You are
crazy.
stupid. Republicans versus Democrats versus swing states. Okay, Jill
I think I
Stein.
like the gays versus straight idea. Like the
gay
twins that
versus
war.
straight will be cute. Gay, bi, and straight.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Gay, other, and straight.
Trans
straight
women
and
versus
other.
trans men. Ooh.
Ooh.
No, look, a trans
Ooh.
male tribe, a trans woman tribe, and a non-binary tribe.
You're silly.
Let's come on.
Oh, I would love all of that. We need neurodivergent versus neurotypical.
Neurotypical. Come on.
And
Girl,
bring
get
back
the light on.
and bring back homegirl Eva. Yes, amen.
Make
Tuh,
it rain.
we move. So Kaylin wins immunity. We head back to the camp, right? back at the camp, we see AJ have his little moment. He has a diary room that Morgan is his biggest threat, and she got to go, and we don't need to take out Kate, and yada 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 yada. When the four talk, they want to take out Kate. AJ's like, ooh, how about let's take out Morgan? They're like, no, baby,
No.
It's given take out Kate, right? You know he does his thing.
AJ is fucking annoying.
Every time.
Oh my god! Like, it's funny because this is like one of like the few times in reality TV where when the people on the cast mention it, it's like, why can I feel exactly what you're feeling? Like, it's insane that they feel it on the island and we also feel it. Like, I feel like most times either they feel it and I don't, or I feel it and they may not mention it. No, they feel the exact same way about AJ. And I wouldn't vote AJ necessarily. I'm not gonna lie. It would have to be against the right person. I like Miles enough that I would give it to Miles. Kaylin, I don't think I would give it to Kaylin unless Kaylin was on that beach like cuddling me down or something like that. Zara, I'm not voting Zara. So yeah, the only person I would have him win over like definitely would be Zara, because other than that, he's annoying as fuck. And then, like I said, you do have someone like Miles that played a game, and then if you can, make up a game for Kaylin, so you can pretend that you're not bitter. Then I mean, I wouldn't vote AJ. Like he makes me not want to vote him just to put the egg on his face. It's like, because you're so cocky, because you think you run everything, because you think you're Miss Bitch. Now I have to show you that you're not that girl. Yeah. What can you say?
Imagine his speech though. Literally imagine his speech. He would be like, I did everything. I ran the entire game, the entire time. Every move, Karen will be like,
it's gonna be worse.
But what about that time? What about that time you wanted so and so? What about that time you wanted so and so to stay, but so and so didn't? I knew about that play. I did that plan too, and I knew that part. There were like 2, 3, 4 rounds he didn't know what was going on because Miles was running it. He's gonna claim all those.
But even when they ask direct questions, like I feel like the questions are gonna come from a place of like, you pissed us off, so fix that. He's gonna be like, well, I was just playing the game. I think that. This is a game, and I did things to get to the end. And it's like, regardless of how you feel like people should think, if you are a good player, a well-rounded player, a potential winner, you're able to recognize the position they're coming from and work towards that. If that's the reason why someone like Paul lost, someone like Russell lost the game. Excuse me.
Ooh, get it out, baby.
Burping, girl. Ooh. Oh, but that's how you lose the game. You have to be emotionally intelligent, because even if you feel like they're stupid for being emotional, lie. Girl, get up there. I'm so sorry I hurt your feelings. At the end of the day, I am very competitive, and I can sometimes get into this space where I just am not looking at anyone else around me. I love this show so much, and I told myself before I went out here that I was going to give it my all no matter what happened. And if I hurt your feelings in the process, I truly apologize. I did not come here to be a villain. I did not come, just lie. But it's like he has to be self-aware to even lie. I'm not saying mean it. I'm not actually saying be sorry, because I wouldn't be. You played the fuck out of them. But if that's what they want from you, you have to give that. I remember even like Chelsea, I don't know who asked like a more personal question, and she was able to even give that a little bit. Like, even if it's not like full on like trauma dumping, you have to make them feel like you feel sorry for whatever you did if they felt like you did something. It could be as simple as fake praying, Girl, you better say, girl, I believe in Jesus. I go to Sunday every church. Like, I don't know.
Right. That was the one real thing I did. I'm sorry. I was fake a lot of time, but when I prayed, I was serious. Something.
My relationship with God, I don't play about. I'm sorry, Jacasta. I had to vote you out, but I'll never evict God. Amen.
Amen. She probably would.
I think she would have got the vote. I think that. I'm telling you. But I'm interested to get into George.
Me too, because apparently that's how he lost.
Brawn said, I hate George. And I heard that he also was nasty towards the end. Is he also, oh, you guys would hate him. Ooh, Chanel, why would we hate him? Is he also like AJ, like a scale from, I don't know, who would be at the bottom of that?
AK. Do AK to AJ.
Is he more AK or more AJ?
Where is he at?
Or is he more AK, Ferris?
George is a gay conservative, I believe.
A gay conservative? That would make sense, because I saw him saying something weird about Danielle on Twitter, but I had let that slide.
I feel like if you're going to be a conservative, at least be straight and white. Why are you gay?
Well, I believe, this is what I got from TikTok. I believe, because when a party is like conservative in a different country, they may not necessarily have the same value as our conservative party. So I'm not defending him because I think the word conservative anywhere got some interesting. Because how are you conservative and you gay?
How are you conservative and gay? Conserve what?
Conserve what?
What are you conserving?
Not your homosexuality.
I'm confused. Like what?
But I'm like, what does that mean in Australia?
Luke support Trump, and he in Australia.
And that's just dumb. Like, at least support conservatives in Australia.
What's dumb is that Luke was rubbing all up on boys in the island. So I don't understand how you support Trump and you rubbing all up on boys.
There's a lot of gay people that support Trump. There's a lot of dummies in the world. Once you realize that, you'll understand why Zara did what she did.
Damn. And with that, let's get back to the episode. AJ goes to Kaylin and he's like, look, Kaylin, we have to take out Morgan because Kaylin was like, because Miles is going to work with Morgan so he could take. Kaylin know this nigga. He come to him with something every episode. He know. He basically
wait.
For him. Ate him up. What?
I'm sorry. I wasn't even listening because I was reading the chat.
No, you good. Pull it
Brecky says he got an attitude like AJ, but in a gay way. Okay, so I do love
like
a cunty diva. I kind of love a cunty diva. So is
it giving Pauly? Because I don't really fuck with Pauly. You know, right?
Oh, Paul. Yeah, like a
Pauly is cocky and gay. So it's like
I immediately thought Colton, which Colton is annoying, but Colton is fun to watch.
He is fun to watch, and he's a little cunty to me.
Or like Todd. Is it like Todd? Does anyone know Survivor China?
George gets his way and AJ doesn't. I love a bitch who gets their way. That's right. His ego is worse than AJ, but he's better a player. So maybe he'll even out. Him dog.
Okay. I love a good player. Is AJ
not gay?
I don't think so. I mean, you never know. Your mama
does
could
he
be
give gay to you?
LGBTQ. I don't see him and think gay. I don't think gay either. I think it's easy to mix up like slightly nerdy with gay because I've done that too. Yeah. I think he's just a little like slightly nerdy, slightly awkward. I don't think he's gay, especially when he was all up on Kate. But I do love a bad bitch with a blonde hair too. No shade.
Amen. He gives stinky straight boy to me. But anyways, he talks to Kaylin and he's like, we gotta evict Morgan. Shit, we gotta save Kate and take out Morgan because Miles gonna use Morgan to take you out. Basically, he's trying to make Kaylin scared that Miles will use her to take him out. None of this really matters because there's a double fucking immunity. We move forward. Kaylin goes and he tells Zara the same thing. Zara's like, no, we're not doing that. And this is my thing. Zara want to stand ground on dumb shit. We can't do that because we need Kate to go over Morgan and Morgan. Girl, fuck all of them. Who are you taking out of Kaylin, AJ, and Miles? You should have been worried about that.
And also, I think another thing to point out is, girl, you don't have that many options. You need to, like, she was trying to decide who needs to go home as if she was going to be the deciding factor. Right. Like, she was on the second episode, but like you stumbled into that position.
And then she decided wrong.
Literally.
All of that.
This episode, I'm like, girl, you don't want to do this. You don't want to do that. You don't want to go get some power in the game.
It's not.
And honestly, that is what was my sister Karen's issue as well. Oh. It was a lot of I don't want to do, but what else are you doing? And then they'll get in the diary room and tell us they're doing something. Maybe we missed something in the edit. But as far as relationships, y'all wasn't talking to anybody else but the graduates. So I don't know how you could be shocked that you didn't have the numbers.
Clock it. Child. So boom, that happens. Morgan and Kate talk. Morgan is like, girl, you gotta vote for me. Just vote for me. Just take me out of the game because you're a bad bitch and you can win all the comps and I can't win all the comps. And Kate was like, but you're an Olympian.
I'm not doing that. Like, I said of love, bonding, trust, real friendship.
That is real friendship.
If someone came to me on that motherfucking island and said,
I would do that.
You need to vote out Pharaoh. I'm gonna be like, no, bitch, I'm not doing that. I'm not. What should say? I'm not eating that.
Lee, you wouldn't vote me out.
I wouldn't vote you out, bro. I wouldn't vote you out.
You're so loyal.
Only time I would consider voting you out is in a final finale situation. However, because the thing is, if it was you, this Pharaoh that I've known for like fucking 19,000 years, then I mean, I'm going to penalty regardless. Like, amen. Like that would, even if I think, damn, he gonna beat me. If I had the sole decision, I would still choose you.
Real,
but unfortunately, that just wouldn't be smart. But you better share the money with me. Give me a
I'm not doing
a cute.
I'll buy you some.
Okay, period. Buy me a house.
I'll buy you like a car.
What am I gonna do with a car when I want a house?
A house is more than $50. However much we get. How much we get for the? You getting second place money, ain't you? Do second place get money?
Right, kind of.
I don't think second place gets money in Survivor.
Let us know, y'all. The second place get coin. How much does the winner get? 200,000. They don't be paying the girls shit internationally.
They don't. But yeah, I'm not voting you out either. But let's say they came to me and it was like, it's either you or Lee.
Oh, if it's me or you, Pharaoh.
I don't think I would have to vote, but that's the thing. But this is the thing. Let's say me and you were Kate. It wouldn't be me or you. We would have convinced Miles. It wouldn't even take much. All they had to do was have one conversation with Miles and say, "Kaylin got to go, or you losing." Kaylin won.
You see, this is before the vote, and Kate had to go to Morgan lounging to tell her what happened. They wasn't doing nothing. They was chilling, and it's bad. It's bad.
It would never be.
And with Morgan, it could be because of that situation, but it just goes to show how checked out of the game they were.
Yeah.
That was not happening. That was not happening.
Child. So we head to the tribal council, and before we vote, JLP announces that there's going to be a whole totally different shot at immunity. There's going to be a second immunity challenge, a second immunity necklace, yada 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 yada. They love a good twist at tribal council.
Yeah, I love that. I like how they throw the twist in like randomly, almost like you don't even know it's coming. Like that was really, really fun, and I feel like it's a twist that doesn't like harm the game. Like the only thing they do is the go to the other tribe, and like I said, I didn't hate it. I also didn't hate it in Titans versus Rebels. So I really enjoy what they do over here, girl. I love being in the down under, mother. Oh, girl, they paying 120 for Survivor. Hey, ain't they out there for like 90 days?
Oh, girl, I'll buy you like a book or something. I ain't buying you no damn.
And then we got taxes. So if you win, let's say do
they have taxes in Australia?
If you go to Survivor Australia and you win 120K because you won the season, we gotta know this because Sari's gonna win. So when Sari go to Australia and win 120K, does she still have to pay U.S. tax?
Yeah, right. She does, I believe. Wait, that wouldn't even make sense. I believe she does, but that actually doesn't make any sense.
Well,
but I believe she does.
Citizen.
Yeah, because she's gonna spend it all in America, so that's like what economic.
Let's think. $120,000 in Australia is only $73,000. So if that takes away tax, if you're a U.S. citizen, you probably only take about like 50,000, maybe even under that. Girl, you're getting America favorite prize money.
Yeah,
that is insane.
So,
I'm not paying them taxes. I'm gonna give you one of them international accounts.
You're right.
Like Abby Lee Miller.
Girl, she got caught, didn't she?
She did, but she a dummy. I wouldn't get caught. I'd get caught.
How you gonna not get caught?
Girl, that's hard.
Right. Boom. After that, because you can't win a show and then not pay taxes, Richard Hatch.
Yeah.
Are you fucking stupid?
But like U.S. taxes?
And then Richard Hatch was famous. Survivor was a famous show. What made you think you could get away with not paying taxes? He's so stupid. God.
Dumb.
So the challenge is they got to stack some cards up, and the highest stack first, and it wins. Kate wins, which means the graduates can only vote for Morgan. So that's what they do. Bye, Morgan.
Bye, Morgan. Kate ate that. Maybe Zara should be scared. Look, this really was like, oh, she got to go. She went in immunities at the goddamn
tribal council.
At tribal council, bitch. I gotta get this girl out of here. What's crazy is that not only did Zara have all the power in this next episode, she also won immunity.
She did.
You done.
She could do whatever she wants. She was safe. Safe. Ooh, excuse me. But she was safe. So I don't know what the fuck. Let's drag her some more. We start off the next episode. Miles talks to Zara about wanting out AJ. He's like, look, this is our chance to. First of all, why is it that Miles and AJ are the only people who can come up with a plan? God damn it, Zara. Come up with something on your own.
No. If you remember, Kaylin was dropping seeds, getting, Let me stop trolling.
What did Nene say? What did Nene say?
Getting you together, telling you what to go, when to eat, when to speak.
What is she talking about? Who is she talking about?
Bob.
Robin. No, that's not her name. What is her name? Claudia. Yes!
Nene.
Wait, is Claudia the same person that Tiffany New York Paul have to gather together?
Yes.
Yes! Oh, she stayed together.
No, sorry. That's not the specific girl, but that was Claudia's show.
Got you.
Sorry.
I need Claudia, Tiffany New York Polar, and Nene
On the traitors.
On traitors.
They would eat.
I do. I
need them all. Traitors. Put them in the turret.
They do all 3 need to be traitors. I need 3 traitors of the exact same archetype. 3 black women traitors.
3 black women traitors. Specifically,
Rosa, Tiffany, and
Nene Leakes.
That would be crazy.
They would be in there acting the fool, girl.
They would act the fool, girl. Sometimes they would go in and gag and laugh. Sometimes they would go in and argue the whole time. Sometimes they
read each other the whole time, girl. Every single sentence is gonna be a read.
I could see Tiffany and Omarosa at the table snitching on each other without saying, "Oh, it could just get crazy." I need it.
You know, they actually could, because what they've tried to do is get certain storylines. I know Omarosa and Tiffany are actually beefed on House of Villains.
Yes.
So they need to keep their ear to the streets and keep getting these like storylines that they can follow, which they probably will keep doing.
They need a good Tanisha too. What happened to the bad girls? Are the bad girls not?
Tanisha won House of Villains. She also had beef. She had beef with a few of them too. I guess she could get cast. Yeah,
I need a good Tanisha again. No
one's casting the bad girls other than House of Villains so far right now. Traders need to get on that. Like traders, like they already have their ear to the streets, but girl, we want to see dance moms. Okay, we want to see bad girls. Okay, bitch, call Krishan.
That's baddies. I don't know if we need baddies.
Keep Krishan.
I don't know if we need baddies. They'll start beating bitches up.
We need.
You can get Natalie Nunn.
Natalie Nunn, at least.
You can get Natalie Nunn.
At least Natalie.
But get Natalie Nunn.
Back to the show.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Because I know who the fuck is these people?
Miles comes to
goddamn show.
We need Asia Welch, please. Y'all are silly.
Call her. She was on the show. Shit.
She was on the show. The fuck. Stop defending Kaylin. Oh, they coming for you.
Look.
Hey. Anyways, Miles talks to Zara about taking out AJ. She has her same diary room. It is time for me to make a move. Wait, what's the accent?
It's hard. It's so hard. The way I hope this isn't offensive, but the way I process an Australian accent, it sounds like, you know how America has country accents. It sounds like the Australian accent is the country version of the UK accent.
I see that.
But there is a dialect in the UK that sounds similar to this. I think they call it Cockney. Is it Cockney? I don't know.
Right.
Look at me trying to sound.
Hold on before you start.
But like, there's a dialect there that does kind of sound like this. But all the Australians sound like this. Like in the UK, they sound different based off region.
Yeah,
and in Australia, I haven't seen any Australian representation that sounds different from this.
Yeah, you spelling. So yeah, she has her diary room talking about how she's fine with going to the end with Miles, even though he's chaotic. But it's my time to make a move, and this could be a move that I can make. So I'm down with the plan. So I'm gonna make a move, and it's time for me to make a move and make a move and make a move. And my thing is, what happened? Because you said
the dementia.
She got good amnesia, girl.
Got that good amnesia.
Got that good amnesia.
Michaela.
Yes, bro. Michaela is hilarious.
The challenge.
We need another Millennials versus Gen X, or Gen
Z versus Millennials. Come on. That's another thing with this current tension that really could work. Another Battle of the Sexes season.
Oh,
that would eat
real down and dirty.
Because I don't know the first one, but One World, Kim Spradlin, 8. 8. That's such a good season. That was the first season I watched in full, and when I tell you, I was seated.
I think a woman won both of those seasons. So
come on,
there's that. So I think there were 3 seasons actually. I think there were 2 seasons where it was the official twist, and then 1 season where it was not official. I don't know. Don't mark my words. I could be wrong, but there was definitely at least 2, and I think a woman won both of those.
Well, we'll find out on Survivor Rewind.
We will. So Miles talks to AJ. And he's talking about how he wants to go for Caitlyn. He's lying right at this moment because his real plan is to go for AJ. He's telling everybody else he's going for Caitlyn. And he's like, but I'm okay with just doing K. I'll just do K and move forward. AJ goes and he tells Caitlyn that Miles is coming for him. And he's doing this because he needs to make sure that Miles gets pushed down a peg and that he has his eye on Miles and yada, 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 yada. Because Miles is playing a much smaller version of my game. He's playing a much lesser version of my game. He's less good than me, but he's still playing. He's my biggest threat. He keeps saying he's his biggest threat, but he doesn't ever want to take him out. Like, I don't understand that.
That's what I was about to get into. Like, is it the edit making him seem inconsistent, or is he just truly this inconsistent?
The second one.
Because it's like he's playing a similar game to you, but I know he said diary rooms that allude to he doesn't necessarily think he is playing better than him, or and then you have the diary room saying he wants to go to the end with him. Now he's saying that I want to go to the end with well, he knows Kaylin will take him to the end. Yeah, but he never speaks on who he would take. It's just like I need a verbal breakdown from him.
Yeah,
and I'm wondering. I guess I'm trying to figure out, is the edit trying to make it be inconspicuous, or is he truly just back and forth every single time he goes into the diary room?
I think it's just. I think he genuinely is just back and forth every time he goes into the diary room.
That's scary.
I'm being real. Yeah, he's frightening. If you really sit here and think about it, AJ is a frightening person. Like, I would be afraid. Like, what? But he goes and he tells Kaylin what Miles is saying, that he's insinuating that he will be willing to take him out, and he's like, I told you that he would be willing to take you out, and we need to lock in.
I said good.
Period. All of that. Boom. So then he goes and he talks to Zara, and he tells Zara, Miles is coming for Kaylin, and that's not good, but I know it will never be me. And Zara's like, he doesn't see what's coming. He doesn't even know that me and Miles are going to take him out tonight. Little do we know, she's not doing it.
I will say, and then I don't know, because a lot of people said from this drop, I saw in the chat they were saying that people were saying that, oh, Miles could win. I felt like the edit in these 2 episodes were like wasn't good for him, because you know what I mean. Like the first time he was like, I want to get out Kaylin, and then Kaylin wins the immunity, and then the second time he wanted to do this big play with Zara with his idol, similar to the last one. And it didn't work, just like the last one didn't work. Now, I do feel like AJ and Miles have gone back and forth, but that's another reason why I feel like they could be trying to give it to the oh boy, because I'm like, I don't know. Like, they've both just shared so much screen time. But in this in-game specifically, I do feel like AJ has gotten his way a little bit more. I don't know.
I agree. I think the edit this drop of edit, to me, I felt like Kaylin had not enough for me. I'm not gonna lie.
He honestly never had enough.
He does not have enough. It's weird. No, what's weird is someone tweeted. No. I was looking at the Reddit, because on Reddit they have these Edgic threads, and on the Reddit Edgic thread they was like, when Kaylin didn't even have a diary room about being the first person to win the 6 things. I was like, how is that the winner? If the winner won, broke the record, wouldn't they talk about it? And I was like, okay, stuff like that is weird. But also, you're right. Miles doesn't have a great edit either.
You know why they stretching it out?
Girl, why?
It's about to be AJ versus Miles in the final 2, ain't it?
I need
that. Because that also would be gaggy. Let's build up Kaylin as this immunity threat. He's broken the record. He's unstoppable. He loses the final immunity.
Yep.
AJ and Miles for the final 2. And now we have to sit up here and see who's gonna fucking win, the Jungle Rat or the Delusional Bottom.
I genuinely think that I'm not gonna lie.
The promo for that gonna be nasty. The Jungle Rat, the manipulator. Like this is gonna be prime time WWE. But what you was gonna say? I'm sorry.
I think Miles is gonna win the last. I think next round, Kaylin is gonna lose immunity and go home.
Ooh,
and at final 3, at final 4,
I do not want Zara in final 3. I'm sorry.
I think Zara's making final 3 and then getting 3rd. How's that gonna happen? I don't know. So maybe not. Maybe Zara.
At this point, I need Zara out next for the stupidity. I'm sorry. She has to go. I do not want her that close to even having a chance to get into the final 2. So hopefully it's just a final 3 thing.
Miles and AJ at final 2 would make everything make sense, because the entire season has been either them.
You know what makes me? You know what would piss me off?
What would piss you off?
It's because that should have been Ferris and Kirby.
Please.
But it would make sense, because I've only seen one edit, and the way Ferris was so in that edit, like so deep into that edit, like he needs to be deep in other things. But this one, it would make sense, because I feel like AJ and Miles have shared like all of the screen time this season.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. How is Ferris so fine?
He be
posting about his like little podcast, and his arms just be out. And
we talked about it's like the culture he's a part of, because Shaheen is fine too. Aren't they part of the same?
Yeah, they that like that Middle Eastern area. That shit is just, it's like a certain like, I don't know, like most of them, because AJ, sure, but most of them
I didn't think AJ was. It just goes to show how like every group has like Spectrums.
different. Yeah, most of them. It's just like I just want to sniff their ball. Like I don't know. It's just crazy. No, it's crazy.
I just feel like you just
it's actually crazy.
You could have just said, smell their hair.
No, because I feel like I needed to go that far because it's crazy how good it is. Like it's. Do y'all look at chat? What y'all think? What y'all think of those? Because like Fessy is that Fessy from Big Brother. Ferris from Survivor.
It's like an energy. It's an energy.
It's an energy. It's a vibe. It's a swagger. It's a.
Now y'all know this ain't a classy party, especially with Pharaoh.
I don't know why they lying talking about it's a classy party. They be trying.
But I agree. Y'all sick. Y'all sick. Y'all sick.
It's just something about it, and then they be like, they. Let me shut up.
Now what? Now
I be acting like we on FaceTime. Just not FaceTime. That everybody can see this. Everybody can see this. But do I have shame? No. And this is the thing. I don't want us to. We shouldn't be shameful about our passions. I'm passionate about them. I am.
Be passionate about a job.
This is my job. I'm at work. Anyways, we go to immunity, and what they got to do? Oh, they got to hold this pole, and they got 2 blocks on it. You got to stack the blocks while going through this mechanism that could tip the blocks down. Blah 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 blah. Zara wins the immunity, right?
I was gagged. I liked the immunity a little bit.
I liked it too. If they do something like this again, I mean, technically she could win again. Like she could win against Kaylin.
Well, girl, they said that last one is always endurance.
They did say that, but this next that's the thing. Kaylin would have to go next round. If the next immunity is like a stack like this. And Kaylin loses, they need to take him out unless he's taking you.
And maybe they do, and I think that has been Kaylin's strong suit in this game. Like if I could say he deserves the win, it would be based on how he has somehow been able to convince all of these people that he is with them in a way to where that is the one blind spot that makes them miss AJ and Miles, which in a way at least kept this trio together for him to be in his end game. And if he makes the final 2, if he can articulate that, then boom, there it is. But that's really only his one major positive.
Streets is saying because Morgan is no longer in jury, it's probably just going to be a final 3. But isn't there 2 more episodes?
Wait. Morgan is not in jury either?
She's not in the jury. She's gone.
I didn't know that.
Girl, they said Morgan has decided she does not want to be a part of the jury. That's what they said.
Girl, that shit is confirmed. That was at the end of the episode?
At the end of the second episode.
Girl, as soon as the person go home, I turn it. I'll be turning it off. The thing is, now that I know more about how, because I didn't know if the thing was going to be released. I didn't know that they had Ponderosa and stuff like that. So next season, I promise, I'm going to get into all of the content Tiana. But girl, that episode ended, I left. But damn, that is crazy.
That's crazy.
That shit definitely happened. Why would Morgan leave the goddamn? She's done with the show.
Yep. But I'm like, did she leave or are y'all claiming she left? Or did she try to have a conversation? Y'all didn't want to have it and she decided to go. I don't know.
When did it say that after they read the vote? When did
when they walked in, they all walked in, and usually they'll walk in, he'll name them, and then Morgan didn't walk in, and he says Morgan has decided to I will say them tribal councils.
Girl, I completely skipped over that in my mind.
I do be doing that too.
So it's funny because now that I like everything we said at the beginning of the podcast, I'm like, bitch, ain't no alleged. This shit. Why the fuck is she leaving the show? Like, girl, please speak your truth, Morgan, because what they did to you out there. Okay,
I know.
That's
I want to
weird.
know.
Now I do be watching the 2 times speed. I be watching. No, honestly, it helps because you remember when Joseph in the little interview we had with him, he was like, "Oh, I watch things in like higher speed because it helps him with him being on the spectrum." And I feel like because I'm on the spectrum, and I was like, "Let me try it, y'all." If you have ADHD or some type of neurodivergency, try watching shit in higher speed. When I tell you, I can't watch nothing in normal speed no more. Nothing. I need at least at 1.2.
I feel like shit be better because I be editing my Scripted Kingdom videos, and then when I rewatch them to see like the edit, instead of watching it in normal speed, I watch it in like 2x speed, and I'm like, oh my god, this is such a good video in 2x speed. Like, I want everybody to just watch it in 2x speed. Can I just double the speed and then post it like that? Like, I don't know, it eats, but
it really does. I know the one person, DJ Burnett, he be watching that videos in 1.75. Now I tried that. We talk too fast, so I don't know how I don't know how DJ Burnett do that. But you DJ are Burnett
missing everything we say. Miss everything we say, child. So boom, Zara wins immunity. They go back to the tribe. When they go back to the tribe, Zara and Miles rediscuss the plan. Zara's like, "Can you break this plan?"
For her just to play in his goddamn face.
This is when I knew she wasn't gonna do it, because she was like, "Well, can we break the plan down one more time, girl? What is there to break down?
What?
The tribe of us. Me and you are voting. Me and you are voting."
Oh my god,
what's the
Zara? Ben ain't shit.
Yeah.
Remember when she agreed with Laura in the swap tribe that they should just throw Miles under the bus and vote him out?
Yep.
I should have known. And the thing is, y'all wanted me to keep liking her after she did what she did to Laura. And I get it. We didn't like Laura at the time. But the repeated activity, the only good thing she did was be friends with Karen. That was it.
Damn.
That was it.
Damn.
That was literally it.
Damn.
Child.
We move. So she lied, playing his face, and claimed that she's down with the plan, right? So the plan is Miles and Zara vote AJ. AJ and Kaylin vote Kate. And Kate, they're going to tell her to vote Kaylin. So that way it's 2v2. They revote, and in the revote, they all have the votes, right? Boom. So that's the plan. They're going with that. Kaylin then talks to Zara, and Kaylin says, Zara, Miles is probably going to try to play us, so we have another plan. Our plan is one of us is going to flip with Kate and vote Miles, and it's going to be me. So Kaylin says him and Kate are going to vote Miles. AJ and Zara are going to vote Kate, and Miles can do whatever the fuck he wants. But if Miles plays that idol on Kate, his jungle rat ass is grass, because they think Miles might play his idol on Kate, and da 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 da. They scared of that.
Miles can do what the fuck he wants.
Tell him. Burn down my house. Tell him.
We need Euphoria back on our screens, mama.
It's coming.
Go ahead and get my sister another good nasty Emmy and end the show.
Your sister, Sydney Sweeney?
Zendaya Coleman.
Sydney
I don't know that lady. No, I do. I like Sydney.
Sydney Sweeney.
I haven't watched any of her stuff after Euphoria. Like, I've seen Jacob Elordi's, I've seen Hunters, I've seen Zendaya's. I haven't watched any of Sydney. That one comedy movie with that one fine white man, that looked funny, but I ain't watch it.
It did look funny. Y'all get into so for the girls who don't know, you know what? No, I'm gonna say it. For the girls who don't know, Jacob Elordi has a movie coming out, and it is giving like futuristic Brokeback Mountain. He's gonna be doing these. He's gonna be riding horses and fucking on men. I need everybody to go see that movie because it's not getting the promo that it needs to get. It's called On Swift Horses. It's coming out, I think, at the end of the month. So
really? You didn't tell me it was coming out that soon.
It's coming out soon, bitch. Either at the end of the month or at the beginning of this month. If you want to see Jacob Elordi kissing on boys, watch this movie. Period. It comes out April 25th.
Jacob Elordi is just wow. Like, I understand. What's that man's name in Saltburn? What was his name?
I don't know.
The character.
Barry Cogan. Oh, the character.
Barry Cogan character. Girl, I probably did the exact same thing.
Yes. The bathwater.
Everything he did in that movie, I would have did.
Did you drink Caitlin's bathwater after Survivor?
I'm not gonna say that publicly, but yes. What the girl said, it's really none of y'all business, but but yes. Black Widow Brigade said, "Hey y'all, I'm late because of dumbass work. Bizarre pissed me off bad. I'm assuming y'all already dragged her. We did, but we will be doing it again. You're fine.
Over and over and over again.
She's been getting tagged the whole live.
Yeah, she's actually finna get tagged now because her next time." Jacob Elordi found new gay for pay. We won. Look, please. You know what? I think he would. Like, if he was not okay. If he was not, because he's basically doing gay for pay, right? That's basically what this is. Not to disrespect the craft, but that's basically what that is. If he was not famous and he was just like a broke bum ass boy on the streets, he'd probably do it. Like dead, like he probably would.
Ain't he Australian too? Or is he British?
He's something not English. I mean, he's something not American, but also he's just like he's fluid. with his
He's
sexuality.
Australian. Oh my God, it's so fitting that we're talking about him then.
It's so fitting. It's so fitting.
Yes, Rudy, this was the best scene. The graveyard
scene was crazy. That man was dead.
Crazy.
He was dead in the grave.
Before I watched Saltburn, I remember seeing the bathtub scene and I was like, okay, this movie is crazy. I want to watch it. And then I went in thinking, oh, that's the only crazy scene. No. If y'all have not seen Saltburn, y'all need to watch it. It will be one of the craziest experiences of your life. I mean, every scene, I was like, what the fuck is
it relatable? Well, in ways. I think in ways. Sometimes.
Oh, the girl said we need to watch
White Lotus. No, White Lotus gives incestual. I don't think.
I've heard about those things.
I don't think.
But the timeline was talking about it like it was the Euphoria finale. I said, "Shit, I'm missing the fuck out. I need to watch."
I do need to get into that.
I thought Theo James is in that show, the one from Divergent.
He's in the first season. Yeah,
he's only in the first season.
Yeah, I love him. He reminds me so much of Mason Gooding. Do you know Mason Gooding?
Yeah,
he's like the black version of him.
Definitely.
They're like the same thing to me.
I love them both in a room in which there are no others.
Theo James was in a movie this year and he played twins. No one went to see it. It's called The Monkey. It was so good. Hey, check that out. Well, it was not so good. It was fine, but he's on season 2. My bad. That's y'all man.
Ooh.
Oh, they go war for Theo James in the chat. Oh, Theo James, that's my man. Sorry. Anyways.
Okay, back to the show, child. I'm so sorry, y'all. We have ADHD.
They know what we got. Actually,
some people don't.
Somebody was in the comments. Right. Somebody was in the comments, y'all. They was like, ooh, do y'all even know what neurodivergent is? Because y'all acting a fool.
Girl.
Savannah, slow down.
I promise. I spoke to my psychiatrist today. Please. Please. Therapist is tomorrow. Okay.
Please. Anyways, Zara talks to AJ. AJ is saying he's worried about Kaylin, yada, yada, yada. Miles will be coming for him, yada, yada, yada. We get Zara's diary room. Once again, I'm making my decision. Whoa.
When I make my move,
then you're free to check the kind. No, you can't. There must be another way. She's gonna fucking write it down. Anyways,
today is a day. You know how exhausted I was before this podcast, and now you got me up here acting like this.
She has this big old diary room that she's gonna make her decision about what she can do and who she can sit next to, and I'm gonna make sure I make the best move for my game, and da 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 da. Because no matter what, I trust AJ the most. Pause. Really?
She don't even hear that.
One, but that doesn't mean that I want to sit next to him. Da 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 da. Woo. But on the other hand, Kate, she's really good at endurance. That's it. Girl. You basing your game out on who good at endurance.
And the girls in the chat did hint to that because they kept mentioning the final challenge being this big endurance challenge. First, I did not recall it last season, but I'm gonna start paying heavy attention, girlies. But yeah, I would assume that it's such a big deal. However, not other people are mentioning it. What's confusing to me, which is why I think it is a lie at the end of the day, like she was just a pussy bitch and she had to make up something, is because even if Kate goes home, how are you beating Kaylin?
And ain't.
After you just turned on Miles. Like, okay, well, maybe this is what she thought.
What?
She could make the move, take out Kate. Then, because Miles is literally going against AJ will prefer her over him, and they could just get Miles out next. Maybe that's what she's thinking. But then how do you do with AJ and Kaylin?
You don't. That's not even
like, man. Oh, that's the thing. Kaylin had the conversation with her. Basically,
no, stop it. She's just thinking.
You're right. I tried to make it make sense.
I'm sorry. I'm
sorry.
In endurance, which is crazy because what about winning the game? What about winning the game? She's so focused on winning the endurance challenge, and that's it. Let's say, hypothetically, you do win the endurance challenge, and you take Kaylin, you're losing. Let's say you win the endurance challenge, and you take AJ, you're losing. You win the endurance. That's the thing. to be honest, Zara's best path at the win is probably not winning the endurance challenge. Because if she wins and she takes one of the boys, if I'm in the jury, you're a dumbass because you just took this boy who's gonna beat you. You just took this other boy. Whoever she takes, I'm gonna call her stupid. You won the challenge and took Kaylin, the person who's won 6 immunity challenges, and not the one challenge he lost. You took him to the end. That's not a good move. You won the challenge and took AJ, who's been running the season. That's not a good move. You won the challenge and took the jungle rat. That's not a good move. Her winning would be bad at this point. At this point, she should throw and hope one of the boys take her, but they're not going to because she hasn't played the game all fucking season. Mind you, Morgan and Kate were begging her to switch her vote. She didn't want to do it. Flop.
Period.
So
the final 3 endurance is basically like the final 4 fire making for Survivor. Like, it's very, very important. Has people ever voted based on someone winning that one? Probably not, huh?
Yeah, Survivor Australia is a little more intense. Oh, you don't even, do you remember who won it last season? Like, did Ferris take himself?
Girl, I thought last season was the final 3, so clearly I need to rewatch that, girl. Okay, my memory be fucked up. Okay, all I remember is Ferris was beautiful and Kirby was that girl.
Real. So we move. After this, Kate talks to Zara and she confirms to her that she actually is voting Kaylin, how Miles said. And at this point, Zara realizes that no one is voting the same because Miles is voting for...
pause. I'm sorry.
You good?
This is a simple statement of what I was trying to explain. She set Miles up because it shows that he flipped on them and he needs to win out. And I just want to add to that. I said in the beginning that her gameplay is so let me just get further towards the end. In a way, she's trying to put a target in front of her.
Yep.
She didn't necessarily state that in the episode. And I don't like to, give the girls game and Iana. However, I can see how that was Zara's logic, only because we've seen her, kind of do similar things. It's all about her. So maybe that was it. And then also the whole Kate thing.
Very much so.
But girl, Zara, you're not winning. It doesn't matter. Like,
you're doing all this on some bullshit. But she realizes that she knows that every vote is going somewhere different because Kaylin is voting Miles, AJ is voting Kate, and Miles is voting AJ. So she has, and Kate is voting Kaylin. Every one of them are voting each other. She decides.
AJ would have been out
so fast. But this is the thing, Lee. But this is the thing. Or Miles would have been out. Oh, but this is the thing. Or Kaylin would have been out.
Wait.
Either way, one of the niggas would have went. You chose the worst option.
My thing is, again, now that I think about it, didn't she literally tell us that one of her best bets is Miles? So why would she make him the scapegoat?
She doesn't want him to go home. You were wrong. She doesn't want him to go home.
Oh, she's just a dummy.
She does not. She did this move. I guarantee next episode she does.
It was just because of Kate.
It was just because of Kate.
Girl, and that had nothing to do with strategy, girl.
She could have claimed this was her move. She literally got handed a move on the platter. She knew every piece of information on the tribe. She's running the tribe at Final 5, and she made the worst, most boring, most simple decision. If I'm in the jury...
Diva left.
That's the thing. She can't even bring this up. That's the thing. I was going to say if I'm in the jury and she brings this up, she can't bring this up. This is not a move. What are you going to say? I had all the control and I took out Kate. The person who was already
Let me stop trying to defend her because every time I defend her, I run into a wall. Girl, you're dumb. I can't, sister. I can't.
Stop. Speaking of chop.
I mean, this season had Logan. This season had Karen. This season had Laura.
Shit, fuck it.
Kate.
Chris Eva.
Morgan, my mama. Girl.
Indy.
And Allie.
Shit.
Like, let's go back.
The fuck? Do you remember
Ursula? Bitch. And we got left with
Noonan,
damn it.
Any woman on this season and put her in this position, and we have a bad bitch. No shade. No shade.
Are we missing any girl? Did we lift every girl in the season? It's probably some early ones I don't remember, but shit.
We move. Kate goes home, and it's the Final 4. It's all the postgraduates, and I guess it's every graduate for themselves.
Dun dun dun. The big 4. Don't need a big score.
Big 4,
Like, look at this.
Who winning? We know who winning. Daddy. Let's put him in
the middle. If I have to rank them, the top. You represent the tops and the bottom.
We represent the Lollipop Guild. I'm so sorry. We need to go.
So out of this top 4, who would you have lip sync for their life?
Tara and Kaylin lip sync for your life.
I think I would have a top 2 this week and make Miles and
Miles and AJ. Both top.
Final category is Castaway and the Guns. But no, honestly, I need Zara out next. Hopefully she goes. And then we just have this gaggy final three. Like I said, I kind of want my theory to be right, just so I can say, girl, I hate that. I'm Raven Simone. But at the same time, for the sacredness of the game, I would really hope that AJ or Miles win because they just simply deserve it at this point. Like, no one else has a plan. No one else has an idea. No one else is socializing with the entire cast. It's been them this entire time.
Clock it.
And Zara, you ain't no diva.
What you say? Here's the tier ranking. We had Kate and Morgan in Chop. Well, I want to move my sister up because Morgan is not a Chop. She's under edited. I'm gonna blame it on the edit, like RuPaul said. Blame it on the edit. Okay.
So, and you know what? You know why I don't want to put her in Chop? Move Kate and Morgan to Child and put Zara in Child.
Yeah, she has a designated. We should just change the name of the. Matter of fact, can I change it?
Yep, Zara.
Yeah, all caps. Because come on now, girl.
Like, girl.
You're acting a fool. You're acting a fool. If Zara wins this game, I will strip on live. Literally, with a pickle in my mouth. Like I will. I will do so much. Like
at this point, you just be listing your own fantasy.
I will take requests.
You realize no one asked you to do this. You're choosing to.
Exactly. If she wins, she's not winning. I'm fine. I'm so good.
Reporting that live. I know that's right.
I would do everything.
Pharaoh gonna get us demonetized, child. Yeah, Chop. Kate and Morgan. No shade. They also a little choppy, but. Hey, you my child for today. Rudy said bring Kate to camp. That ain't happening. Yeah, that can't happen. I'm sorry. Her cunty face card could get her to mid, if anything, but that's not happening.
Sorry.
Because I'm still mad at them for choosing AJ and them for the get-go, girl. We knew they was gonna throw y'all away.
I don't know what to do with the boys. I mean, they're the boys.
I mean, honestly, this is the list. We may need to do I want to do all of the Castaways. If we did all of the Castaways next season, we would have to run through that real quick because these earlier podcasts were pretty long.
They were.
But it's like, ooh, we only started doing this and it feels like there's not much movement. But it's like because the game is over.
Yeah. All right. This is the list, y'all.
Damn. All the women at the bottom and all this is sick. This is
what they chose. This is what they chose.
This
is what they chose. They decided to do this. Zara decided this. She wanted to do this. She wanted this so bad.
Oh, is Theodore saying let's bring him lower? Oh, Kalen didn't do anything at Final Five. He just followed AJ's lead.
I agree if you ask me. I agree if you ask me.
What the other girls are saying.
I agree.
Kalen be moved.
Somebody said put Logan in Mother. Logan is gone.
Come on, DM Rocks, making it rain. Hey. Zara has 0% chance to win in the words of Spencer.
Yeah.
Which really Spencer? Bad. The one from Survivor?
Yeah.
I don't remember that quote.
He said to Cass.
I don't know what. That was a delusional part of in my mind that just knew Cass could have won. I was like, Cass would have won if Wu chose her. Girl.
Me too. Kaylin mid for sure. Kaylin mid. Yeah, mid.
Someone said Kaylin mother. I agree.
Mid for Kaylin because he's not winning. I agree. Lucha.
You know what? Lua child.
Let's do it. Oh, sorry.
Okay, I'll let y'all have it.
This was
but when he is the winner of Brawn versus Brawn Dos, he's gonna be the head mother in charge.
He won't be. No worries. Zay, shout out to Zay. At least Women's History Month is over. Is all I'll say because it would have been real bad.
Oh my god, girl, that would have been terrible. Didn't we? Oh my god, didn't we have Say and Star low at the end of
it? It was. Shut up.
At the beginning.
It was the end.
Oh, yeah.
It was during though. It was during.
I'm so sorry, child. I mean, unfortunately, we don't have to deal with that here because ain't no black people.
Somebody said he'll still be a mid winner. He
honestly would be. He would.
I might have to agree.
No shade.
Are y'all gonna cover Australia versus the world? Absolutely,
girl. Sari, are you gonna be? Suri and Parvati on that bitch, we will be seated, okay? Especially now that I really have gotten into the teas. However, I haven't watched any of the other international versions. I don't know about. I probably won't watch the other internationals. If anything, I'll watch more Survivor Australia. True. But I wonder how good it's gonna be when with the other people, like there's gonna be people from New Zealand, people from South Africa. Yeah. Like, what is the feel of the season gonna be? Yeah. Because I've watched 2 seasons now. These are both new modern era seasons. I do get the similar energy. So I'm wondering what the energy will just give. You know what I mean? Like when I saw clips of Sandra here, I was like, that don't look right. She was talking, and I was like, girl,
it didn't look right.
I'm on the wrong damn beat. Like, where the fuck you at? So I'm wondering if it's gonna give like some type of like hybrid version where it's like different elements from each. Because like,
what?
It's gonna be so nasty to see Parvati and Suri in the Survivor Australia edit.
It is.
Oh my god! First of all, the filming is so cinematic.
Yep.
So we're about to see Suri and Parvati eat it up in 4K.
Yeah,
bitch. Like, wait.
That's gonna be nice. I'm here.
Also, Kirby gonna be. You get to meet Kirby.
I don't know Kirby.
Kirby.
All I know is Sarah and Luke. Sarah and Luke are there. I know them. I wanted to. Let me shut up.
So that means we know we. I feel like together we know majority of the Survivor Australia players that's playing.
We do.
And Survivor US girlies.
Yep. I still need to watch Shoney's season. I definitely need to watch Shoney's season, which is
Shoney's gonna be on there, right? I need to watch at least Shoney and George season before I watch.
Yeah, Shoney and George season.
Yep. That's the goal. Whenever they announce it, I'm gonna try to get those seasons in because I want to know them before I see it. I would hate for this to be the first experience.
Yeah, I agree. All right, y'all. Boom. Also get into Survivor Rewind. We be doing the episode 7 recap tomorrow, the merger. So
yeah, y'all. If y'all don't know, on the first season of Survivor US, Survivor Borneo, they didn't call it merge. It's the merger.
The merger.
And not only is this the first merge of all time, they told them the episode prior to it happening. So the last episode we did, episode 6, it was literally them discussing what they're going to do when they merge. And Pagong and what was the other name of the tribe?
Tagi.
Pagong and Tagi just merged with even numbers. And, you know, Pagong has really been eating the challenges. So I think Pagong, if I had to guess, Pagong is about to eat Tagi up.
Yep. They're finna wipe them out. They potentially could wipe all of them out.
They should make a saying when they do that called Tagiing.
Yeah, Tagiing. Like just the fact of like wiping out an entire team.
Mm-hmm.
I think it will. I literally think that's what's gonna happen. But we'll see. I don't know. I don't know who's gonna go. No idea.
I'm in 2000 watching that. I'm not.
I wonder if this merge is gonna be gagged because every merge of Survivor nowadays, it's like, ooh, they're here, they're together finally. Yes, we can see like more dynamics. I'm thinking this is it gonna give that? We'll see, but somebody got to do something to where the events that happen. It's like watching something that you know is gonna occur. It's like, oh my god, like this is gonna be a death. This is gonna be a slaughter, bitch. But we move. Also get into the other shit because right after this, of course, tonight after this 548 episode, they merged as well. Well, no, they didn't. Oh, yes, they did.
This episode is the official merge.
It's the official merge, although they won't be on one tribe. They'll be on 2 tribes. So it's almost like, are they even merged? But they are, but they're not. So it's almost like last round. Why were they merged? But they weren't. They finna piss me off. But anyways, tune in tonight. We will be covering that. Of course, tomorrow, like I said, join us for Survivor Rewind and the Challenge All Stars Rivals finale.
Finale part 1. Yeah, finale part 1. Devon is in the final.
I'll get into that. On Friday, get into Amazing Race. This Amazing Race season is so tea, y'all. I'm tuned up.
Girl, I'm mad that I can't cover it.
It's so tea. It's so
when I'm going to do like the editing and stuff on the video, I always see comments like, "Oh, Leah's missing out." I'm like, "Girl,
yeah,
I know I am.
Yeah,
I'm mad."
And then get into the Drag Race. No, get into
Drag Race Lollapalooza reunion. Where we will be seeing Lana Jarre win her coin, Henny.
You mean Lydia?
Period.
You mean Lydia? So we got like 2 more weeks for like every single show. So tune in.
Yeah, next week is going to be the finale of Drag Race, The Challenge, and Survivor Australia. So literally 3 of these shows about to be gone, mama.
Yep. And then very quickly we will be starting Reality Rewind, honey. Y'all have 11 more days. 11 more days. 11.
Yeah. Y'all have 11 more days to spam the votes with Flavor of Love. I will accept any vote. You can vote from the.
You can vote from your mama email. You can vote from your daddy email. Vote from your own email. Make up an email, bitch. I don't know. So get into that, and then also get into the Scripted Kingdom because we're booked and busy over there too as well. Last week I did my March wrap-ups, and I talked about all the movies I watched in March. This week I did my Minecraft movie review. Child, the girls are raving for Minecraft.
Girl, it passed Barbie in first week numbers.
What?
I never want to judge too much on child shows because I definitely don't want to be one of them old people who are like, ooh, what are y'all kids watching?
It's not for us.
Like,
it's not for us.
Really, it's scary how, like, not scary, but it's interesting how, like, media raises different generations. Because when I do try to sit and comprehend what they're actually getting into, I'm like, huh?
I'm confused.
Because if I have to be objectively speaking, I think the generation who was telling us that was just bullshitting. Because I've watched their shit and I watched our shit. One thing I had in common is, like, I feel like a storyline that is consistent and that makes sense.
Yeah.
These new age shit for kids, I'm like, girl, what are we doing?
We're watching TikTok in movie form. The shit was crazy. So get into my review of that. I had a lot of thoughts. I really did. And then also I'm doing my reaction to Mission Impossible, the entire series. I started with the first one, my very first time watching it. That was a fun reaction. And coming very soon, literally this week, I will be recapping and reacting to Black Mirror season 7. So if you're a Black Mirror,
why I gotta be black
to it? It's not white.
I'm so happy that Black Mirror is back. Issa Rae gonna be?
Issa Rae's gonna be in the season.
Okay, period. Issa, is there another big name?
Probably. It's usually like a few big names, like a handful.
I saw the girls mad about that. They said they want to go back to it being like unknown British actors. So it was originally a British show, huh?
It was. They really gentrified this.
Americified it did, which I feel like I don't want to say makes sense, but I would assume that Americans really we're probably the main ones who use the Netflix streaming app, and I know it has been really popular, but I don't want to speak on what's happening in UK because I have no idea. However, from my POV, which is probably a biased one, I didn't feel like the integrity of the show was different. I saw some tweets showing that like it's like falling off or something. And
I didn't think that either.
The last season was cunty, and if you read the description for this season, tuned. Like Black Mirror is one of those shows I feel like can never be bad, only because one, it's literally anthology per episode at that. It's like a movie it's literally separate movies, and then the way they blend technology with space, I mean, it's just too campy. This is one of the I like, why aren't more shows like this? I feel like I feel like we need to get to a time period where every show is like that.
Yeah, we've had like old, like the original of Black Mirror was what's that show called? That black and white show, Twilight Zone. Like that was kind of like the old.
I never really watched it. I've heard of it, but I didn't.
Twilight Zone it's Black Mirror, but without the technology. It's like a bunch of separate stories. It's a new story every episode, and it's about something very Twilight Zone-y. It's like you're in the Twilight Zone, so you wake up and you're in a different world. And a lot of them were like the episode. You remember the episode where she woke up and she was like on TV because she like killed somebody in the past, whatever. A lot of them were like that. It was like somebody's waking up and they're in this random situation. Or do you know?
It makes sense because they're saying,
there's like a meme. There's like a meme. I don't know if you know the meme, but it's like you're on an airplane and you look out and somebody's on the wing of the airplane. That came from Twilight Zone. You probably never seen it, but it's iconic in a lot of different ways. But anyways, I'm also doing, of course, the rest of the Mission Impossible, and then the Amateur. So get into that. And
the Amateur,
girl, the Amateur, honey. It's about this dude.
Is that the dude? Where is he from? His face looks familiar.
He looks British. I don't remember where he's from. He has a very but he's very familiar. But I don't remember where he's from. But it's basically about. It's about this dude. He's like a he like does technotronics for like the CIA.
Technotronics is crazy.
And
Rami Malek. Yeah.
What is he in though?
Rami? Oh, Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's who he played. He played
Twilight.
Fred Astaire. What's that man's name? On Bohemian Rhapsody. He played the main man. I forgot his name. Goddamn. But yes, Freddie Mercury. He played Freddie Mercury. Anyways, he is going to be, he works for the CIA, but he's like the technical guy. He's a nerd, right? So he does a bunch of nerdy shit. Somebody found out he works for the CIA, killed his wife. He wants to go and murder everybody who killed his wife, but he's not a fighter. So he does it technologically. Ooh. So instead of killing them, he'll like set a trap and make sure they're in that location by calling them, and then they're there, and then he presses the button on the trap and then kills them that way because he doesn't know how to fight and shit.
Very like Watch Dogs. You know that game?
Yes, very watchdoggy. So yes, get into that or whatever. And that's it, y'all. We'll be here tonight. So get into it tonight with Survivor 48. And thank you for keeping it real with the kingdom. We out, baby.